Massive news coming out from Hedera Hashgraph. Hedera Governing Council is allocating $5 billion in HBAR, $5 billion in HBAR to independent foundation and ecosystem development initiatives. What does this mean? They are taking 10.7 billion HBARs, which is approximately 20% of the total supply, which is currently worth $5 billion. They are giving some of this to the newly established independent HBAR Foundation. Will provide grants to developers, startups, and other organizations. So this is insane for the Hedera ecosystem. $5 billion? FTX app yesterday, we actually saw the Hedera logo and the name change, and we were all confused. That HBAR Foundation is actually getting $2.5 billion. I think this is a super good move. It's going to help growth.
So what is HBAR and why is it one of my favorite public ledgers as well as my favorite cryptocurrencies in today's crypto market? Now, the first reason is going to be the fact that it is the first and only public ledger to use the Hashgraph consensus mechanism, which is going to be a faster and more secure alternative to regular blockchain consensus. Now, this is important because Hedera wishes to tokenize the entire global economy, making markets fair and accessible to everyone across the globe. Their goal is to allow enterprises to create any fungible and non-fungible tokens and exchange those globally at a low cost, fast, and secure. With HBAR being enterprise grade ready, here are going to be some of the companies that are already using Hedera Hashgraph as we speak with use case every single day.
Now, something that's really cool is that these organizations like Google, IBM, Boeing, they actually become part of Hedera Hashgraph. They actually LLC into Hedera and become a part of that company. The latest to join the council was the LCE, or the London School of Economics and Political Science, making them the second member after the higher education sector after UCL. Now, that is just their council and not all their partners. There are many companies that use its decentralized governance through Hedera's token service and the consensus service. One of these projects being Alliance Block, which uses the consensus service, which acts as a trust layer for any application or permission network, which will allow Alliance Block to create immutable and verifiable log messages. Now, being a hash graph, this is one of the most verifiable, trustworthy technologies out there. They use something known as the asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, which will be very similar to Flare Network or Ripple, which utilizes XRP, and Stellar that use something known as the Federated Byzantine Agreement. And what it means is that the honest members or nodes of a network can be guaranteed to agree on the timing and the order consensus of a set of transactions. And they have over about 70 partners utilizing this tech. So what can you actually do with it? Well, one of the millions ways would be through EFTPOS, which is refueling plans to power Australian smart cities with blockchain tech. And correction, Hashgraph. Not only is EFTPOS an actual council member, but their chief investment officer, Ben Tabell, noted that the significance of the firm's DLT, or distributed ledger technology, initiatives in partnerships with Hedera Hashgraph, highlighting the firm's efforts to combine digital identity and payment solutions in Australia. HBAR can be utilized for things such as autonomous vehicles and things that they haven't even thought about yet. Now, Hedera is something I've been accumulating for a while, but with the investors they have, including the Digital Currency Group, which are like the BlackRock of crypto, and then their insanely powerful team, including their CEO, Mance Harmon, who is literally the course director for cybersecurity at the U.S. Force Academy, a research scientist in machine learning at Wright Laboratory. Now, Hedera is still in beta, so this is nothing. And despite Hedera having almost no marketing, Hedera is going to be used for some insane things in the future. So don't miss out.
I was thinking about Jordan Freed's comment that this fall is going to be fire. And immediately below it is this picture. Looking at the weekly chart, right here at this level, the RSI was somewhere around 75. Stochastic was in the lower third, and the MACD had just started to push over the line. And the cash flow started to come in. If we look at where we're at right now, it's the exact same levels across the board with all technical indicators. So this means we're really right about here right now. I really think that this is a train you don't want to miss, because when this happens, it's going to happen too quickly. I firmly maintain my 96 cents estimate, and I believe that it's going to happen roughly around the next 8 weeks.
HBAR is now involved in providing digital proof of vaccination. This is a brand new HBAR partner. They have just integrated with Fobi. They are going to deliver the highest level of security and verification for CheckVax digital proof of vaccination service. According to the press release, Fobi is a global leader in providing real-time data analytics through artificial intelligence to drive customer activation and engagement. So this is super interesting to me. Because as we know, at the start of this year, UK hospitals actually used Hedera Hashgraph to track the temperature of coronavirus vaccine.
Let's talk about HBAR. HBAR is a centralized cryptocurrency. Don't ever forget that. They do have a rotating seat of members on their governance council, but that's just a bunch of corporations. HBAR also uses something called DAG technology, which is essentially what the hash graph is, and that's a centralized method of consensus. HBAR is essentially just enterprise blockchain in my eyes, and I don't really think a lot of people are going to build on it outside of corporations. That's just my 2 cents, though. I see it in the same way as I see VeChain. It's enterprise blockchain for corporations by corporations. That's what it is. There's just not a lot of adoption going on right now. The tech is interesting, but there's better projects out there. I think what really makes them special are their partnerships. I mean, here are just a few of their partnerships, but let's see who actually builds on it.
Hello, okay, I got a lot of questions like this in my last video. People were asking, what about Quant and HBAR and Alliance Block? Why aren't those in your top 5? Top 10? Listen, I respect all those projects, but I would call those traditional world bridge coin. What I mean by that is their purpose is to basically connect the regular economy, whether it's Wall Street or whatever, and big corporate institutions, in the case of like HBAR, to crypto. I am more of a fundamental crypto believer, and I kind of want to keep those worlds separate because I saw what Wall Street can do in 2008 and 2009. People like XRP because it's a banker's coin. I say, fuck the big bank. Alliance Block is trying to make globally compliant decentralized finance. HBAR is partnered with Google and LG and every other big corporation. Quant connects everyone. Crypto to be independent. Crypto doesn't need Wall Street. DeFi doesn't want the SEC, even though it's probably inevitable. So yes, strong projects, but not my favorite way to make money.